Hello and welcome everybody to today's hobby live stream. While we check in and see how everybody's doing, I'm going to go ahead and get us some music up. I hope you guys, oop, my cords are flying all over the place. I hope you guys are having a wonderful start to your week. Yes, it's Tuesday, so it's still kind of the beginning of the week. I was sitting there going, is it actually the start of the week? Sometimes I actually severely lose track of the days of the week, despite the fact that I have a streaming schedule and a YouTube schedule that realistically should absolutely keep me like focused, but it so does not. Sometimes I just totally lose track. I do see that my mic is live. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure that I had unmuted myself. All right, let me get to YouTube real quick so we can get some music going. Because today I am working on more of my Shatterpoint miniatures. We're going to be building up my Separatists, and I'm very pumped for this. I'm going to slightly adjust some things here in a moment as well. So just thank you for your patience with me as honestly, I'm gonna blame it on my cats. They started getting really whiny just before I got started. It's actually not that. I moved things around and I had to have Chaos Cultist help me get things set back up because I touched technology, everybody, and I broke things. So that is what we're dealing with. Let me go ahead and get this music going. Let me go ahead and get this music going. I want Star Wars lo-fi, please, because we're building some Star Wars. And we're gonna come in here. There we go. Hopefully we've got some music now for everybody. I'm just going to go ahead and minimize that. And I am going to gently move my computer around because I have the instructions up on my laptop. I was working on these in the other room earlier. I've also... Nope. Okay, I need to adjust this. How did I have this secure before? Was it with... I see. I think this is what I did. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. Hello, Kenny. Hello, Unleashed and Tumor. Hello, Ross Atkinson and Chipster. Hello. Welcome, everybody, to today's live stream. As you can see, I have been working on my Shatterpoint miniatures. Are we good? Everything good? Am I with something? Oh, I haven't actually unmuted my music for you guys yet, have I? Ahaha! There's the music for you. I knew there was gonna be something else. I forgot. All right, now you guys can hear things. Now you can hear me, you can hear the lovely music, and I can tell you about what we've been working on for Shatterpoint already, because I've been working on building up things, and Chaos Cultist has been delightful and started working on painting things. I have Bo-Katan here, which is one of the ones that he's been working on, because he is running the Republic forces. I almost called them the Rebel forces, but they're not rebels, they're the Republic. And then, here is his Bo-Katan. Now, she has not had her foot painted because we're still doing some stuff. Is our volume kind of loud? That's fair. That is absolutely fair. All right, let me zoom in on her because I think she's looking amazing. Look at how cool she is, Bo! Woo! We haven't attached her backpack yet. I love the way her hair turned out. I love the way her armor turned out.
You did a great job.
I didn't paint this, you did. And I think it looks amazing. And today, because he's like super ahead of me on painting, I need to finish building my boys. And that's what we're going to be working on today. So I'm going to set these lovely bases that he also painted up for me off to the side. And we're going to work on getting my models ready. Bruzy, I think this is, or Brezzy? Is it Brezzy or Bruzy? I think she looks great too. I love her. She's so amazing. They all look amazing. So he's painted up Anakin. He's painted up all of the clones so far. And then what we're going to be working on building today is my Separatist force. Because everybody for the Mandos on the Republic side, they're built, primed up. They're just being worked on. I'm going to build some stuff today. So I think I'm going to just go ahead and start, honestly, with this sprue, which includes Ventress, because I still haven't built up Ventress yet, and I want to. I want to very desperately. One thing I'm going to do briefly is I'm going to move Bo out of the way, because I really do not want to damage her or accidentally bump her or anything like that. So she is now secure. I need to scroll down to the page where Ventress actually is on this document, because I'm still looking at Anakin. Mr. Annie Boy. Alright, there is Bo, there are her Mandos, there's Lord Maul, who we've already built, if you missed it. He was the, of course, first model that I built up from Shatterpoint after doing the unboxing the other day. Doesn't he look glorious? Obviously, I have not primed him or done anything with him yet. He is still in gray plastic, but I'm really just, I love, ooh, hold on, let me put my hand back so it refocuses on him. Please, please. I know there's lots of tiny things down there, but could we focus? There we go. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta talk gently to the camera and coax it to do exactly what you want. Okay, but we've got it focused on Maul now, and he's looking amazing. I really do like the sculpts for these atomic mass miniatures for Shatterpoint. Like, they are very nice. I will say that there are certain characters that I think the engravings could be a little bit deeper, maybe. Just to give you a little bit more of a defined pattern on them, especially for like when it's on armor and everything, like with the clones. However, that's a minor complaint. Overall, I am pretty satisfied with them. All right, let's move past Maul. You know what? Actually, no, I want to do Ventress. I want to build Ventress. Here are all these super commandos, which look really cool. I want Asajj, because she is one of my spirit animals. Yes, use the special voice to get the dude. Listen, you have to, you just have to use the voice. All right? We use the voice to coax the camera to do what we want to do, which doesn't always work, let's be honest. Mostly because it is a machine, and the machine spirit has a will of its own that I cannot comprehend, but I just try to appease it. I'm not very good at it, though, hence why I feel like I break technology a lot. You know, I don't know if I will be getting into the new Fantasy Flight's Star Wars Unlimited PCG. I am intrigued by it, mostly because I was around for the introduction and absolutely utter collapse of Star Wars Destinies, which was their last, like, collectible trading card game that they tried to do, which involved, in my personal opinion, way too many dice for it being a collectible card game. However, this new one does look interesting. I'm going to be very interested to see the art for it, because for me, I'm not, like, I will put it out there right now, I am not a huge card game person. If I had to choose, I would play any other type of game outside of a card game first. So if it's got like tiles or dice or miniatures, and like that's what you're, like, the primary thing that you're moving around is, that is what I gravitate towards. That's not to say that I don't play a lot of games that involve cards. I just don't like them as that is the only thing you're really engaging with. So TCGs and CCGs and other just card games like that, the only ones that have really ever grabbed me for an extended period of time have been the living card games from Fantasy Flight. Like, I think those ones are really fun. I really got into the Arkham Horror one. And you know what? I will say the only other card game that I really got into was the Pathfinder card game. Because that kind of gave you like an RPG scenario without needing a GM, which was really nice. But beyond that, no, I'm not really a big trading card game person. So outside of maybe collecting some of the cards for the art, I don't think I'm going to probably be playing it too much. Definitely going to be keeping my eye on it, though. I feel like that's kind of a lot of people's opinion on it, Bruzy, is I think it's just a lot of people, like, wanted to love Destinies. I think the first collection that they, like, the first set that they launched with was incredibly popular because it, if I remember correctly, it was all of the OG characters, and I think this was around the time when there was a lot more disdain for, like, Clone Wars, and so everybody just wanted, like, a lot of hardcore fans really just wanted the OG stuff. So I think they did a lot with that. But I think they followed up with the Clone Wars, like, pretty immediately. But oh my gosh, I was working at a game store when this thing came out, and unfortunately the game store went way deeper into it than they really should have, and we were just stuck with, like, so many so gosh darn many boxes, like booster boxes of those sets left, and it was just, we couldn't move them. Nobody wanted it. Eventually we did sell them. I think we just like sold it for a ridiculously discounted price, and somebody eventually picked them up, but it was not worth it. And so I'm always really hesitant about, especially IP related CCGs that come out or TCGs that come out. I'm just like, no, I've been burned by too many. Keyforge, the Final Fantasy CCG didn't do super well in the game store I worked at. Destiny's didn't. Like, the only things that we really were able to sell consistently and maintain a healthy community for is Pokemon, Magic, and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! Waned every now and then. Pokemon was generally the most consistent one. It was very strange. Yeah, no, that's fair. Oh, that sounds awesome, Ross. I've never played any of the Star Wars RPGs. I played some of the Warhammer ones, and I've played like D&D and a couple other things as well, but never Star Wars. It's got a unique dice system from what I remember, right? That's sort of the unique thing about it. They have like custom dice. Yeah, I really just hold on to it for the artwork as well. Like, I have a fairly, like, it's not big, but in my head it is. I have a fairly substantial collection of, like, Pokemon cards and even some Magic cards. Because I have bought and tried to collect, like, certain sets to completion just because I liked the art in them. Like, when they did that Japanese release of, like, basically they brought in a bunch of, like, mangaka and other Japanese artists, and they did, like, alternate art for a bunch of things, and it was all sort of gothy themed artwork. I don't remember what the damn set was called. I apologize. But I bought that, and I was really excited because I actually got the, I'm gonna butcher the name if I don't look it up. Hold on. Yoshitaka Amano. So I actually got one of the Yoshitaka Amano cards, and I think it was non-foil. I don't think it was the foil version, but I don't care because that was what I wanted. I wanted a card that he had worked on because I love that man's art. If you're not familiar with Yoshitaka Amano, like by name, he is the artist that worked on Vampire Hunter D, which is what I predominantly know him from. But a lot of people know him more famously because he worked on, let's see, what else did he, I think it was, I'm double checking something because I want to make sure that I'm not wrong about this. I want your wiki page. Where is it? Thank you. Where's your Wikipedia page? So he also has worked on Speed Racer, he's worked on Gotcha Man, and okay, I was not wrong about this. I just was not immediately finding the information, which is kind of strange to me, but whatever. He also is the illustrator for Final Fantasy. So if you've seen a lot of the really beautiful, like, watercolor inkwork style artwork for Final Fantasy, that's often him. And that's entirely what the Vampire Hunter D, like, art book looks like. It's amazing. Yeah, exactly. The Final Fantasy games. Exactly, Weasels. Oh! Dude, how is the Power Rangers game system? Is that the one from, you're talking about the one from Renegade Games, right? Like, they publish it? We've almost got Ventress completely clipped out. She's actually not that many pieces, which is nice. Ah, that is Cody's face. Okay, so I have Cody's face and Bo's helmeted head left on the sprue, and I think ultimately that's going to be the only thing left on this sprue when I'm done with it. However, I don't need anything else on this right now, so I'm just going to set it off to the side to clear some space so that I have plenty of room to work with. And I've got my files. The one thing I did not grab... Oh, no, I did. Haha. I prepared some things. I can prepare the non-technology things when I go streaming, but apparently when it just comes to the technology things, that's where I fall apart. Hello, Zachary. How are you doing today? Currently, I am working on Asajj Ventress for Shatterpoint. I picked up the core set recently. I did a lovely little unboxing on Friday for that, where I started working on building some of the models, and now I'm finishing building those models. Because basically what happened is I did the stream. I built, was it Lord Maul, and then we built also Ahsoka Tano. And then after I built Ahsoka Tano, I spent time building all of the rest of the Republic forces. I built Anakin and the clones and everybody. And then Chaos Cultist conveniently went, cool, I'm gonna prime these and I'm gonna paint up my force. And I'm like, good, excellent, get them done so that I can also get mine done, and then we're gonna battle. We're gonna throw down, and I'm gonna kick your butt. I'm gonna kick his butt. I'm probably not. I have no idea how this is gonna go. But I'm excited. I'm excited to try the first game, which is why we need to keep working instead of just talking and actually get to filing this lady down so that I can build her up. My goal is to at least get her and maybe some of the droids built, because that's her force. And then I'll probably do the Mandos off camera. Mostly because they are a little bit more tedious to build, I will admit. That was probably an unnecessary mold line to remove, but it bothered me because I was looking directly at it. Alright, that seems fine. I love that her halves are already able to stand. That is very nice. Again, Angela, this is probably unnecessary, but just move it down. Move it down a little bit, please. It is kind of gnarly. I don't know how, like, high up. I think her dress is pretty low, actually. If we do this, and then, yeah, no, it's you. Well, actually, you might be able to see this one, so I'm glad I'm cleaning up those mold lines. They've not had too bad of ones on these models compared to some other models that I've worked with, I will admit. Oh, nice. What'd you do at the gym today? I went to the gym and I worked on arms and also chest. I did that machine where you're like this and you're like, ugh. I almost punched the camera. That would have been all painful as well as awkward because I would have whacked it really hard into my leg. But yeah, I was doing that today, and I need to do it more because it hurts. I don't think I'm gonna win the first battle. Although Chaos Cultist also thinks I'm gonna win the first battle, and his logic is that I tend to have beginner's luck. So, like, I tend to win our first games when we try new games. But the problem is that, like, while that may be true, I then proceed to not win any other one. It's fun, though. Because honestly, I really do improve, and then I have kicked his butt, actually, a few times. There's been a few games of Warhammer that I have legitimately just outmaneuvered him, and I admit it was a glorious moment. I'm liking, honestly, the way that this game is looking. Nice. Oh, dude, Ross, I understand your back killing you after doing sit-ups. Dude, so I don't remember if you guys, how many of you are on Instagram or not, but when FitHammer did his, like, 40,000 push-ups in, like, 1 month, it was, like, 28 days, because we did it in February, he tagged a bunch of people, myself included, because I share fitness stuff on my Instagram page. Like in my stories predominantly, but I make some posts about it every now and then. So he tagged me along with like a bunch of other people like Sparkhammer and a bunch of other like fitness people within the Warhammer community. He was like, hey, join in on this thing we're doing. We're gonna do 40 push-ups a day for the month of February. And I was like, well, you've called me out on it now, so I guess I have to do it. So I did it. It sucked. Like, oh my god, it sucked so bad. My arms and my chest hurt. Like, I'm a wimp. I have, like, no upper body strength, okay? I know it looks sometimes like I do. Like, I have a little bit of guns showing, but that is just pure show. It's not actual strength. And like I had to do I don't know what's the technical term for push-ups, is that what they're called? Okay, I guess they're called half push-ups. So it's where you're on your knees. Like I don't know what the like official term is, but Google seems to think that they're called half push-ups. But like, so I was doing those, and even that was like killing me. It was just absolute brutal. I think I'd actually do better with sit-ups because my core is stronger than my upper body. Like, I have worked my abs more than I've ever worked my upper body, and that's why I did the chest things today, because I knew I needed to work on it. Alright, is she good? She's looking good. There's a little bit of cleanup here. I've just been trying to go back to the gym more consistently is really what I've been trying to do. Upper body strength, though, is something I'm trying to work on. Like, I feel pretty solid about my legs. I feel pretty solid about, like, my belly with like abs and everything, although that is I've eaten out a lot recently and I need to stop. But otherwise I'm feeling pretty good about it. But arms and chest are where like I really want to improve like the side, because this sometimes hurts, so I want to improve that, and I think doing the chest stuff is how that will happen. That is looking pretty good. I love the detail. I'm going to zoom in for you so you can actually see it. Look at the cool detail on her actual outfit. Like, one of the things that I love about Ventress's design is this loincloth piece, I guess, like part of her belt that hangs down, as well as the like bandage. I always love characters that have like bandages wrapped around them. I don't know why I like my characters to look like they're constantly injured, but I just enjoy that fact. So this really, really delights me, and I can't wait to paint that section. All right, you know what? I'm gonna stay zoomed in because we're working on some small things and we're doing some cleanup, so hopefully this will look good for you. God, I hate that they... I know I've said this before, but I really dislike that they put the little point on freaking saber portion, and I cannot brace this very well. There we go. Not much, Tabletop Chuck. Hello and welcome to the stream. I am working on building my Asajj Ventress for Star Wars Shatterpoint. And we've been talking about our workout habits, because I went to the gym today, as did a couple of other people in chat. Ooh, Chipster, that sounds awesome. Your Dread Knight, that you're gonna be working on assembling and painting that. That sounds amazing. Gently trying to smooth this down without breaking the super delicate plastic, because good lord, they make it tiny. A little bit of a mold line on her arm. It's unacceptable. This is Asajj Ventress. She should have no mold lines. She's probably gonna have some mold lines. I never actually like remove all of them. But I try to get as many as I can. I just know that, like, there's a point where I'm just not going to be looking at it that close anymore, and I'm not going to notice, even with paint on it. So what's the point of, like, painstakingly wasting a bunch of time on something I'm never actually going to notice, you know? Nice! That is a lot more than what I do. I tend to go to the gym 3 times a week right now. And I'm usually there for about a half an hour each day, and I sort of alternate what I do. I don't really do cardio. I tend to, instead of doing cardio, I just go on multiple walks a day around my neighborhood, which is like a pretty nice like block. I think I don't remember. I want to say it's like a mile. or slightly less than a mile, but I don't remember. But I do that like a couple times a day, usually. Sometimes I'm bad about it if it is cold or wet or I'm feeling lazy, but tend to be pretty good about it. Oh no, Robert, you're fighting some mini painting burnout? I understand that completely. Is it just that you're just not feeling the joy of it right now? Is that what's going on with the burnout? Or is it something else? I've almost got this cleaned up. I can still feel it a little bit. Maybe you need to take a break and honestly come back to it another time. There's nothing wrong with that. It sounds like that's what you're doing, actually. So don't let me tell you what to do or even encourage you to do what you're already doing. But I know that for me, if I have been, if I'm in that same state where I'm having a little bit of burnout on painting, I just have to step away from it for a little bit. And then when I come back to it, I don't always immediately go into whatever project I may have ended on because that may have been what burned me out. I try to start something different that is achievable. That is at least what has helped me get over that in the past, is I will set myself a future goal that is incredibly achievable, that is not specifically trying to rush doing anything. It's just me going, hey, I want to get like this squad done or something. And that tends to help me get at least past that. But I know there's lots of, oh dude, I understand that too little time. I get that. That's hard to actually overcome because time is limited, right? It is our most valuable, in my personal opinion, resource, and it's hard to find more of it. So, the most I can say, at least for that, is I don't know if this will help or if it works with your schedule, but maybe try setting aside like a specific time each week, like once a week, to maybe work on things to ease yourself back into it. That way you're not feeling pressured to do it all of the time, but you actually still do get back into it if it's something you want to get back into. It is also totally fine to just take a break from it. The nice thing is you can still play the games even if the miniatures aren't painted. If you're playing the games with them at all. I know some people just collect the miniatures to paint them and that's all they do. I completely, yeah, that's my best advice for Burnout. All right, I think we're doing great, although she has a mold line on the top of her damn head. So I am going to get rid of that. You know, can I like have an unpopular opinion moment with you guys? This is one of those Citadel mold line removers, and I know a lot of people think this is just like a waste of money because you can do the exact same thing with an X-Acto knife. But I have to say that I actually really like this thing. I find it incredibly useful. You have to be kind of delicate with it in the same way that I think you do have to be with an X-Acto knife, because if you press too hard, you will absolutely fucking gouge the crap out of your miniatures, and it's not great. But if you're gentle with it and you're just patient, you can get some really clean, like, lines with it. And I have not found it that difficult to get into small spaces, with some very rare exception. And yeah, I don't know. That's my unpopular opinion. I like the mold line remover from Games Workshop. Alright, I think I have now cleaned up her head. Just gonna give it a light sanding. Excellent. Alright, she is beautiful. Alright, we've cleaned everything. I can actually start the assembly process. Woohoo! And for that, I am going to zoom out a smidge. Also, Imperial Buckethead, nothing's up too much. Just working on building my Shatterpoint models. How are you doing today, sir? Oh, that's so cool, Chipster. If you end up going 50-50 on it, that'd be cool. It's a nice way to get, honestly, war games, because then you can split everything, including the cost, and you may not want the other models or whatever. So it works out, right? Let's do a dry fit. Okay, perfect. I like that this one side of her has the a hand grip for me to be a little bit more delicate about this. Cannot wait for the next season of Mandalorian. I cannot wait for the first season of Ahsoka. Ooh, have you guys seen the new, there's like a new promotional poster, and it's like Sabine and Ahsoka just being badasses together, and I love it. Also, in the picture, Sabine has Ezra's lightsaber. I'm so excited for Ezra. I want to see what has become of him, because I personally, one of my favorite characters in Star Wars Rebels is Kanan. And I think of all of the later masters who had Padawans, Kanan is one of my favorites in regards to just what he did and how he handled it, because I felt like it was honestly one of the more realistic ones, and partially because he obviously didn't have the temple or, you know, anything like that to help guide him in training Ezra, and he himself had never actually fully been knighted. He was a Padawan when Order 66 happened and he escaped. You actually get to see that in Bad Batch. And so, like, it was a really cool journey, I think, for both of them, and I want so desperately to see the results. I want so desperately to see the results of him essentially raising Ezra as a Jedi, because I don't think Ezra's going to end up being a Jedi. I think he's going to end up going gray, and I want to see what results of that. I want to see how that's going to connect back to Kanan. I want to see how it's going to connect back to the temple and, like, what's going on with Rey and all this stuff. I can't wait. Oh no, Sean, I'm so sorry that your audio wasn't working earlier. Was it on my end, or was it on... Because I thought I had everything going fine. Can you hear me now, at least? Robert, the painting has been going... Well, I haven't been doing much painting. I have been let me get these words out of my mouth. I have been focusing on building right now. However, Chaos Cultist has been doing some painting, and it's been going along swimmingly. Do it. Why not? Like, you can totally get the Shatterpoint and use the miniatures for other things. Why not?
Yes. Has my stuff been mounted?
No, let me do that really quick for you. I have glued this together, but I haven't actually... Do you want me to attach Bo to it yet? Or
yes.
Okay. Well, I'll do it live.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I will return once the deed is done.
Yes! Excellent! I shall shout for you.
I'm sure I'll just come and get it.
Well, okay, fine, but I was gonna yell at that I was completed. Alright, I need to do this delicately. You know what, I'm gonna put Bo on this first. I love this music so much. There's just something really chill about it. And I know it's lo-fi and it's meant to be chill, but I don't know. Oh my god, yes! I like that hat. You're damn right, I think Ezra's going to be showing up in Ahsoka. In fact, I'm pretty sure they've confirmed that they cast him. I can't remember who is playing him. Hold on, I'm gonna focus really quick because I'm terrified of fucking this up. Alright, Bo is in. I'm gonna... I'm just gonna hold her for a moment. Okay, we're just gonna let her dry for a moment. And while we're doing that, we're gonna attach Ventress's head and arms to her body. This one appears to go... Am I doing this correctly? There we go, okay. It goes back. And on this, let's get this little part. For those of you that are interested, I am using the Tamiya brand plastic glue, and you might notice that I am gluing on both sides that are going to be connecting. That just tends to, in my experience, help bind the plastic together a bit more, which means that it's less likely to separate. Just gonna hold Ventress's arm in place for a moment. Let that bond take place. And we'll set her down. How are you doing, Bo? You seem like you're in there? Okay. I think Bo is doing fine. I need this. So because I am gluing her to the base, I'm actually going to use Zap-A-Gap to secure the bottom of the smoke to the base itself. And I have found that if you just use a crappy old brush, even if it's gotten like this, I've used this one a couple times now for doing exactly what I'm about to show you. And it's kind of hardened with glue, but it's still got some flex, as you can see. Like, there's still some flex to it. So what I find is you can actually paint on this glue. That way you're not overloading the model with the adhesive and getting that awkward, like, stain of glue underneath. And you can get a little bit more of a controlled application. I just find it helps be a little bit cleaner. Because otherwise I find the Zap-A-Gap just flows insanely out of the bottle and it just can overwhelm what you're doing. And this stuff will melt the plastic, so kind of trying to avoid that, you know? Too much. I'm gonna have her... be right there. Okay, I'm just gonna let her sit. I think she looks good. I think she looks really good. I'll have you guys look at her here in a moment before we call the Chaos Cultist in to get her, but she needs to dry. And I don't want anyone looking at her while she does that because it might cause her to fall over and then something might happen and I can't let that happen. But she's gonna sit off to the side where no one can touch her. You think oh, is it the voice actor for Thrawn? Really? Ezra Bridger. Actor. Live action actor. Because yeah, he is in the trailer. That's why we know he's definitely going to be in there. Okay, who is it though? Iman Esfandi, who are you? What else have you been in? Okay, hold on. I need to look this man up because I wanna find out if he is in fact the voice actor for Thrawn. Here's your IMBD, sir. Tell me about yourself. I don't believe he has been. I don't think he's the voice actor for Thrawn, the person who is playing Ezra. At least not according to his IMDb. But I think he's a really good pick for Ezra. Like, he looks like an older Ezra, in my personal opinion, so I am totally okay with that. Okay, John Golden, that is an excellent question, and I don't know. So there has been a recent image, I think it was, I don't know if it was an image or a trailer, that came out, and it was of a fracking Inquisitor in Ahsoka, which is interesting because Ahsoka is taking place so far after Vader's death that it's intriguing to me that we're seeing Inquisitors. It probably means one of a couple things. It could be a flashback, which is very likely, I suppose. I do believe Ahsoka had some involvement with Inquisitors, as well as did actually Sabine and Ezra and the entire Phoenix Squadron group, because they were running around during the Rebel period. And so there were, in fact, Inquisitors around. But I've also seen people speculating that the Inquisitor could potentially be Ezra, maybe having worked with Thrawn and, like, fallen to the dark side, or at least, like, taken on the mantle because he felt like he had to. It was a good way to hide, perhaps. I've also seen people argue that it could be... What is his name? What was his name? No, I want the Star Killer? Is that his name? Star Killer. Character, Star Wars. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, okay, I think there is like people speculating that it could be Star Killer, which is from one of the video games, but it was like you were in that game as Star Killer, you were playing as Darth Vader's apprentice, if my understanding is correct. So I would totally be fine with that being a thing. And there was one other theory that I can't remember now that was given to me about who the Inquisitor could be. My expectation is that it's most likely, honestly, a flashback. Like, that seems the most logical thing, just because the Inquisitors are so intrinsically tied to Darth Vader. And, like, Darth Vader is not alive anymore. So why there would be Inquisitors outside of a flashback sequence doesn't make sense to me. Unless it is Ezra. But that just seems, like, unlikely. I don't feel like... Okay, I know a lot of you have probably watched Rebels, but for those of you that maybe have not, Ezra actually apprenticed with Darth Maul for a period of time, of his own choice. It ended up turning into not his choice later on, but, like, it definitely started as that way, if I remember the scenes correctly. And so, like, he's flirted with the dark side already. He's been tempted, and he fought back against it. So I don't know. I just don't see him becoming an Inquisitor. But that could be what it is. It's gonna be so exciting to find out. That's really the point. So I want Ahsoka to happen so that I can find out about all the things that I've been speculating about, and that the internet's been speculating about, so we can find out what is going to be true, what is going to be untrue. After I get this arm in for Ventress, I'm going to check Bo so that we can do the yell to the Chaos Cultist, let him know his miniature is ready to go. Looking good. This lady is such a badass, and I'm really sad she didn't get to do more. At least she got to be a bounty hunter for a while. That was fun. I don't actually know what happens to Asajj Ventress. I think she dies, but I'm not sure by whom's hand. And I don't want to know. Don't tell me any fucking spoilers at all in chat. Because I am still watching through one of the seasons of Clone Wars that I don't think I actually watched. Like, I don't remember the stuff that I've been seeing in this recent stuff. So I must not have watched it. But I've seen season 7, and if it does happen in season 7, I don't remember. And I'm going to be rewatching it, so still no spoilers. What? I like that hat. He doesn't scream it for no reason. Darth Maul is obsessed with Kenobi. Kenobi, in his opinion, I think ruined his life. And therefore, he is desperate to end Kenobi for those transgressions. So it's not no reason. He freaking loathes Ben Kenobi. He also, I think, would like have been really good friends. Like, Darth Maul is one of my all-time favorite characters in Star Wars because he is very tragic to me in that he had no choice. You know, because if you know how he was created, essentially, like, the Night Sisters did this to him. They took him, they, like, did their magic to him, and they beefed him up, just like they did with his brother, Savage later on, and kind of forced him down this path, and he never really had the choice. He was always like, this is what you're gonna do, and then he was, you know, apprenticed to Palpatine and got thrown away by that, and just continued to get scorned by him, and he's not had it easy, and I love just the tragedy of his existence. And I think if he had been friends with Kenobi, I think they would have been good friends. I think they would have, like, I shipped them very hard together. Oh, well, thank you, Sean. Thank you. It's honestly, when I have natural sunlight reflecting onto it, it looks more true to the colors that it actually is. Because I have a little bit of blue in the bottoms, always, and then it's purple on top, and I let it do a nice little fade. And I really, really like it, but it sometimes pops way better in, like, natural sunlight than anything else. They do have 5 seconds of bonding before he passed away, don't they? Well, see, that's what I mean. Is like they would have totally been BFFs. It's the fanfic in my head. All right, we are looking good. Nope, we're not looking good at all. That could use a little bit more glue. To kind of seal that a bit more. Thank you. Now that feels better. I'm gonna put a little bit more here too. I have, Brent. In fact, she's partially painted because the Chaos Cultist has been working on her. I just attached her to her base. We had painted her separately, and we have not done anything with the smoke or her backpack, obviously, but I actually think this is probably good for him to come and take now. Chaos Cultist! Your mini is ready! I don't know if he heard me. We'll find out. We'll find out when he eventually pops back in and claims her. All right, I am fine with that. Your feet. I didn't clean up that little thing at all. Oh, thank you, Sean. You are too kind, sir. I actually, I'm going to pick up a model kit for an upcoming video soon, and the place that I'm going to get it, I believe, has Woodland Scenics, so I might be spending that funds, sir, and picking up some fun things. Yeah, we went no helmet with it. We went no helmet with her because we figured it would be easier than painting her helmet.
Thank you.
Oh, yes! Here is Anakin.
May I make a recommendation?
Yeah.
Open the window. It smells like glue fumes in here.
Oh, that's fair. I do have the glue.
She looks great, by the way.
Thank you. I also think she turned out quite well. Let me see if I can do this. Bam! open the window. Therefore, I am not breathing in glue fumes as much. I still will be, but it'll be less so. Okay. Let's finish working on Massage Ventress. Another, like, freaking tragic character that's just abused by the Sith. Why are all my favorites, like, taken advantage of by Palpatine? I just realized so many of them are. God damn. Alright, well, I've done that. I haven't put her head on yet, but that's fine. We'll do that in a second. Whoa, that did not stick at all. Let's put some glue in here. I am just focused really quick on precision so that I'm not getting glue everywhere and fucking things up and putting little fingerprints into my miniatures because I have done that before and it sucks and I hate it. This is why I didn't put her head on yet. I wanted to be able to press her onto the body. We'll put the head on last. I also think that they need to get Ventress into the live action series. And if they did, I would absolutely please, Disney, make it the Tartanovsky version because I love her so much. She's so cool. So the reason that Ventress is even, like, up there so high on my list is because my first experience with her was the, like, is it a 3-part episode? Like, little mini-series slash, like, mini-movie that Tartanovsky did for Cartoon Network before Clone Wars was turned into a 3D thing, and this was 2D, and it was amazing. And if you've never watched it, I cannot recommend it enough as just a, like, standalone thing to watch, both as just a really freaking cool Star Wars thing to watch, as well as just Tartanovsky is one of the coolest animators, in my opinion, out there, and everyone should watch his things. And it is great, and one of my favorite sequences in it involves Ventress. She is amazing. I love the design that he goes for her. It's very similar to what they ended up doing in Clone Wars, but it's even more, like, I don't know, she looks even more sinister, and I love it. But my favorite all-time sequence in the Tartanovsky Clone Wars thing is the moment where, I don't know if it is any, like, I don't know if Cody is supposed to be in this. I think it's 212. I think it's the 212 that are doing it. Let me actually look it up so that I can be accurate about this. Tartanovsky. Nope, I'm not in my search bar. Clone Wars, thank you for knowing exactly what I wanted to look up. You sweet, glorious machine. Okay, let me see if I can find no pictures. Oh gosh, that's Finder. I don't want that. I don't need that. I need to go back. Clones. That didn't help. I think it's a 212. I can't find good pictures of it right now off the top of my head. But all I know is there's a sequence where they do not speak. It is entirely done through, like, actual military hand signals of them communicating with each other and stalking their way through a major city. I can't remember if they're on Coruscant or some other planet. It doesn't really matter. It's a very large city. And they are going through it, and it is silent. And this dude, like, Tartanovsky loves doing silent scenes like this. If you've ever watched Primal, it is almost entirely silent. The only things that you get in regards to vocalization are grunts and, like, growls and basically all of the primal noises you'd expect of cavemen, because it's set in that time period. It's set in, like, the the transition between dinosaurs and Neanderthals, because the main character is a Neanderthal, and goes into like Homo sapien people. And the season ends, like the show ends, I believe, with the final episode actually having some people speaking, I think, Gaelic or some variety. Like they look Gaelic to me. And he ends up like, well, I'm not gonna spoil it, but the point is it's really cool show, and he's a master storyteller without using sound or just sound effects and not having spoken word. And I love it. I love it so much. Samurai Jack also, yes, you're absolutely right. Samurai Jack also 100% has a lot of really solid silent episodes. But like Primal's where he took that to the next level, because the entire thing is silent. Like, I watched so Cartoon Network's YouTube channel was doing a marathon of his products because they just came out with a new series. I've talked about this on another stream at one point. I was watching it, and Primal, for whatever reason, was the one that I caught the most often. And there was this really crazy episode that I think is early on, where like it ends up involving a zombified Brontosaurus type creature, and it is chasing the two main characters because he has a pet like Tyrannosaurus Rex that he hangs out with. And like, dude, it was insane. I loved it. It was intense. Yes, yeah, no, he is amazing. He, like, if you've not seen his work, if you've never, like, watched Samurai Jack, if you've never watched Dexter's Lab, if you've never watched the Clone Wars, like, thing that he worked on, if you've never seen Primal, like, go watch it. Also, one of his best shows, and I'm so sad it will never see the light of day again, and it will probably never be actually properly completed, Symbiotic Titan. How many of you guys watched Symbiotic Titan? Because I loved that show. I am so pissed that the network was like, we don't like that you're focusing on the girl alien chick. We really wanted this to be about a boy, but you've really turned it into being about a female character, and that's not working for us, so we're canning this project. Because that's essentially what it came down to. It was a little bit more complex than that, but it makes me so mad. Where is your face? Massage Ventress? There we go. This way. Because I didn't do a dry fit. Alright, she should be good. We're just going to set her off to the side to dry. And she's going to hang out with Maul. Lord Maul. Maul, why won't you stand upright? I feel like I've shaved your feet down to a flat point, but you are lopsided, man. And I don't think it's because I put your legs on, Ron. They are sitting in there as they should be. So you are just unable to stand for some reason. And I refuse to accept this as truth. You are a majestic crime lord, please. It's just because you're holding your lightsaber out so far, and it's heavy, and I need to glue you down. It's fine. You've never watched it? Oh my god. Watch Symbiotic Titan. It's unfortunately going to be a disappointment, only in the sense that it doesn't have a proper ending, because it got canned before he was able to finish it. But I love it. I think it's so good. Hello, Go For It Painting. Welcome to the stream. Bobert? I don't know what Bobert is. He should have no trouble standing. He's got robot legs. They should be the most stable thing, and they should have, like, magnets in them so that he can just, like, clamp on to things that are metal and stay upright. It's fine. Alright, we have completed Ventress, which means that it is time for the droids. Okay. This is the L. So we're gonna skip our big boy, and we're just gonna build our battle droids. Aww. They're so cute.
I think a Bo-Katan is a monster in Harry Potter.
Oh.
Or it might be a D&D monster or something.
You know
like
what?
That. I think it's something. It's a creature, I think.
Oh, no, he's saying Lauren Boebert. I don't know who that is.
Oh,
the
Lauren Boebert. She's
Oh,
a
Boebert.
senator.
Oh, got it. I see from the rant part. I understand now. Sorry, I was lost for a moment. Probably because I read her name wrong. Alright, let's build some droids. We have some droids to build. Are you guys all identical? No, of course not. Why would you be identical? Why would you be... Wait. $21? L20... What? Oh, good lord. Okay. Alright, fine. You know what? Screw it. I'm going back to going back to... Oh, I didn't know he had a name. Dude, my robot has a name. It's Kalani. We're gonna build Kalani. He has options. Oh, no. Do I want him holding a gun, or do I want him holding a thing of the city? These are questions I must answer. Where is he? I went... You know, speaking of turning into people, I went a little bit Sniper Wolf there. Or not Sniper Wolf, Sniper Eye Patch Wolf? Is that what his name is? Yeah, I think that's what his name is. I don't know, whatever. What am I doing? I am looking for K. There you are. There's your beautiful body. Let's go ahead and clip out your chest. Oh, I like your head. It is detailed and I love that. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell, I will admit, of whether or not what is what to be clipped out on the droids. I'm noticing. The sprue, Michael, is for Shatterpoint, which is a new game, if you're not familiar with it, that released recently from Atomic Mass Games, who do Star Wars Legion and Marvel Crisis Protocol. It is basically their new Star Wars wargame, and honestly, from what I've read of the rules thus far, I am really enjoying the concept of it, and I am working on building things so that we can actually play it, because I want to try it. I have been excited about this game to come out for a while. The models, I think, look really cool. I'm a big Star Wars fan, so this, and specifically of the Clone Wars, so this is totally my era to be working on, and I am pumped for this. Alright, looks like we've got those pieces. There are his legs, and his chest, and his head, and I don't know, something else. His neck, apparently, and an arm, so now I need... What is this? K1? Oh, that is his body. His body is wider than I anticipated. Why did my music stop? Are you asking me if I'm still listening? No, I think it just ended because I had been going for a while. Alright, well, let me actually, let me see if I can find another one. Here, we'll go into this one. Oh wait, this is only 30 minutes. Never mind, hold on, we're going to the live one. There we go. And now I'm going to minimize the screen. Alright, there we go. That is our hope. We would like to stream the game soon, yes. I don't know when the specific, time will be for that, but that is our hope. Obviously I gotta get the miniatures built up first, so still working on that. Which arm did I clip out? Alright, I clipped out K8. I don't know which arm I want him. So he has two options, this droid. He can either be with one hand behind his back and he can be holding this little city, which you can see right here. See it? Or he can be holding his guns. and like pointing an arm out. And I don't know which I prefer. I kind of want to see if I can use his pointing hand with the holding hand. Because I kind of want him to be, like, directing while holding the thing. It just looks more dynamic to me. Also, because it looks like it'll be easier to paint, because I don't necessarily want to paint his one hand behind his back. Because I feel like that might be a pain in the butt. So I'm going to see if I can use that hand. Yeah, I've clipped out 3 of his hands. I only need 2 of them. Although, you know, why they never gave them a 3rd arm, I don't really know. I feel like it could have been useful to the... What kind of droid is he again? He's like one of the... What's the technical name for them? It's the ones that do all the planning. And I can't remember what they are. Oh man, he's got some mold lines on him. We gotta clean this up. Like, I know you're a robot, so you're gonna have like a bunch of unnecessary lines, but that's a little harsh. That was a little harsh. Tactical droids. Yes, I think Michael, I think that's what it is. I think it's the tactical droids. I didn't know they had names though. I didn't realize the droids got names. I'm gonna see, like, is this like a specific Kalani droid? Is this like a type of droid, or is it a... Ah, okay. So Kalani apparently is the ST series military strategic analysis and tactical droid of masculine programming, according to the Wikipedia, who served as general in the Separatist droid army. So he is specific? Ah, he's one of Count Dooku's. Why is he with Ventress then? I guess Ventress worked for Count Dooku, so I guess this would be the part where, like, maybe they're working together in that scenario. Maybe that's what it's supposed to be. The named ones are super tactical droids. Okay. Well, oh, that's probably what the ST stands for. That makes total sense. Yeah, I didn't realize he actually had, like, a name. I don't remember them using that. I mean, I'm sure they probably did. I just don't remember it. From the cartoon. Alright. It's looking better. Less mold lines. For Shatterpoint, you can probably get them offline if you are in the US. Actually, no, CMO Games doesn't sell Star Wars or Atomic Mass. They only do 40K and like other Warhammer ones. I mean, honestly, like, I mean, I can get you an Amazon affiliates link if that's what you're looking for. But otherwise, honestly, I would just like Google Shatterpoint availability and either see if you can get it from somewhere online. I would recommend shopping local. That's what I did. I went to my local game store and picked it up. Or I guess like privately owned business, because I like to support small businesses. But it is totally up to you, and you can probably get it a lot of places. It just came out, so it should be pretty available. I have not heard of any like shortage concerns. No, I didn't get a promo for younger Ahsoka. I assume they'll release her later. And if not, that'll suck, but oh well. I prefer older Ahsoka anyways. While I am not one of those people that, like, absolutely despises Ahsoka for her youth and her, like, brashness at that time in her life, she's still not my favorite version of Ahsoka, for sure. I just want to check connection to hands. So I think... Or to the arms, rather. Because the body should be the same. So in theory, I should be able to use whatever arms I want. Hold on. So here's his chest. He's so handsome. Alright, so there's his chest. Here's the arm that I want to be pointing. I'm pretty sure this is the correct one. So it goes on top. I see. Okay, so it's gonna go like that. Alright, let's do a dry fit of his other arm. Because I think the one that I do think I want him holding the thing. So it's not that one. That is a useless arm. It's this one. Oh, but I need... Hold on, I've skipped a piece for that arm. There it is. There we go. Now we've got all of them. It is called Star Wars Shatterpoint. Alright, got that cleaned up. Ah. Well, I didn't get it as an early release, unfortunately. I bought it at my local game store, so... No problem, Ronald! Enjoy picking up the game, enjoy building the miniatures up, and I hope you have fun with it. Alright, let's go ahead and start building this sucker. I haven't finished cleaning everything, but I'm impatient and I want to put his chest together.
Show me the one whose safety deems such destruction.
He's a cute little frog. You are quite welcome, sir.
This is the way.
Nope, I didn't clean that up. While I'm pressing this together, allow me to do that. I'm confused. Is that meant to... Okay, it's supposed to be there, it just needs to be a little tidied. Sometimes they make really weird connection points that, like, do make sense, but it's such a tight area that I sometimes wish they just wouldn't. Alright, he's coming together quite well. While that's drying, I will continue working on cleaning up things. That leg is completed. Did I finish this leg? Kind of. I guess technically the answer is no. I asked if I had finished it, and I had not. I only started it.
Her backpack is still drying.
Oh my god, that looks so cool, though. Look at her. Oh yeah, zoom in for me.
There we go.
Woo!
Yeah, she's literally still drying. You can see the reflection.
Yeah, exactly. But she looks great. Oh, look at that flame on the back.
Yeah, I thought the fire turned out really good.
Yeah, I like it. Oh, she looks so handsome. I like her.
Thank you.
Very nicely done. Here,
Thanks to your work.
Ah, it's nothing. It's nothing. Oh yes, take Anakin with you. Get your filthy rebels out of here, or Republic. Get your filthy Republic out of here.
Completely wrong sides. Completely wrong.
I know. I don't know why I just want to always call the Republic rebels. I think it's because they're both the good guys, you know? You know, I should actually check. I don't actually know how many of you are watching me. Let's check my page and see. I don't have a thing that tells me how many of there are that is, I know, right, Chipster? It so is. How many of there? Oh, nice! There's like 27 of you. That's freaking cool. You guys are amazing. Alright. I always find it funny how many of you end up, like, hanging out with me, because I just feel like I ramble incessantly sometimes. I'm like, I would get annoyed with my incessant talking, but I'm really glad that you guys don't. I think it's just because we geek out together, right? We just get to geek out together. And then occasionally rant about things. Dude, I felt like that's all I did in today's news, and I felt really bad about it, but I felt like there was a lot of important things that I also wanted to express about the things that I was talking about, so I just went with it. We decided to go with it. But there's so much happening. Like, it's so weird, because I feel like right now in the games industry, there's a lot of really cool things happening. There's a lot of, like, new editions coming out. There's a lot of just new games in general, and not just in tabletop. In digital, as well as tabletop. And it's really exciting, but then there's also just a bunch of corporate greed, and a bunch of just weird decisions, and lack of communication, and I don't know, it's just, we're in a weird state. We're in a super weird state. Doesn't help that we're like in a recession, you know? It's really probably not helping. Alright, we got that.
Like a bantha.
Like a bantha. Why would you put the mold, like the mark right there on the edge like that? Where you could end up with a gouge. That, like, I swear, when they're designing these sprues, they sometimes don't take into consideration certain things. I know that they do. I know that's like an absolute lie. They absolutely take into consideration, but it sometimes feels like they don't. Alright, there we go. That arm is done. Move that, because it's, again, a really sharp angle where they put a damn sprue to be clipped, and now it's made it, like, rough and sort of awkward. It won't be seen. I'm only noticing it because I'm looking at it in super fine detail right now, but it still bothers me, you know? Hello, Diggs! Welcome to the stream, sir! Hope you're having a good day. What have you been up to? I am working on my Separatist from Shatterpoint. Right now, we're building up Callan, which is our super tactical droid. He is being a good boy. I like it. Oh, that sounds fun, Michael. Oh, come on, don't... Okay, I just looked up who she was, because I couldn't remember, like, off the top. I'm terrible with names and identifying people's, like, faces to them. No. Don't know. No. that's really cool. Happy, I guess, birthday to your father. All right, let me get this little bit done. We have not too much more to go. Nice. What are your ideas for your display so far, Diggs? I thought for a second I cleaned up one of the hands that I didn't need, and I just realized I have not. It's fine. Everything's cool. So that's looking good. Let's clean up this elbow joint a little bit. A little bit of a rough patch on it. I love these sanding tools that I got from God Hand. They're just so nice. Okay. We now need to glue the fiddliest piece to the fiddliest piece. Can I glue this in first? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna secure the neck to the body before I glue his head on, because then I can just decide how I want the head pointing. So, let me take this, and we're just gonna stick that in. Oh, and then immediately knock it out because I probably didn't use enough glue. It's fine. I accidentally had that happen when Chaos Cultist was painting his clones. Rex and one of the clone troopers' heads just popped right off because I apparently just did not use enough glue in the socket, and when I was originally putting them together, it did not. It was terrible. It's okay. It ended up working fine. Nothing actually happened, but it was a little frustrating, you know? You know, Chipster, I think it's just this droid specifically. There have been not a huge amount of options with many of the characters that I've built so far. The majority of the options that I do seem to be getting are whether or not they have helmeted or unhelmeted heads, depending on if they are one of the like main characters, quote unquote. For example, actually you can see it on the sprue still. Bo-Katan has the option of either wearing her helmeted head, which is what we did not use. I went ahead and just put her with her hair because I like Bo's face a lot. So I've got her helmeted head left over. I also have Rex's head left over because I went ahead and used his helmeted head because I feel like when he's out on the battlefield, he is a good soldier and he keeps his headgear on so that his face and his brain are protected. Unlike some of the other clones who decide to take theirs off, and I'm like, boys, please. So that's that, and then Anakin did not have any options. Maul did not have any options. Ventress did not have any options. She was entirely just straight up what they decided to have her do. And the same thing with Ahsoka. Ahsoka also did not have options. So it only seems to be if they have helmeted characters seem to be having the options. He's the first dude with actual options for like his arms. And I like that. I think that's kind of cool. I personally think, yes, Daniel, that they are very similar to assemble, just like the MCP models. Also, if you've ever assembled any of the Star Wars Legion models, again, very, very similar. They tend to have pretty decent connection points, in my personal opinion. The grooves that seem to be naturally in there to help sort of sit things into place work really well. I especially noticed this on Bo because she has two smokestacks, one that is connected to her backpack, which gets attached to her back, and then her other foot, one of her feet, actually goes into the other smokestack, and that all fit together super seamlessly. I did not have to fiddle or stress about it because they jointed it all together very, very well. So I have had a very nice time building these miniatures so far. Dude, that sounds amazing, Diggs. That sounds also like... Wow, that's small though. 1/64th scale? Dang, that sounds so much fun. Alright, I want to dry fit his hips into place. Trying to tell which side is his butt and which side is his front. I think it's this way. I actually can't tell. Oh wait, actually? Oh no, I dropped it. Okay, found it. Which side actually looks like his ass? I think... I need a picture of... I need a different picture. Hold on. Okay, hold on. This is a good... Spiky Bits, thank you. You had an actual picture of his front. Okay, it goes like this. It goes like this. Understood. And I could not tell how it's supposed to go. Hello, Nell! Welcome to the stream! Oh, nice. You're working on your kill team? Sick. How many more models do you have to work on? Or have you just started on them? Alright, there is his hips in place. Oh, nice. I've not done too much with oh my god, why can't I say the word magnetization? I haven't done much with magnets in regards to my miniatures, but I have done some, and I do enjoy being able to swap their weapons out. I don't feel like, for me personally, because I don't do tournaments, and I have never come up against somebody who hasn't just let me go, yeah, that's what that is instead of that gun. And so WYSIWYG has never been like a huge problem, because I've never, like I said, I've never competed in tournaments. You know what? I lied. I have competed in some tournaments, but never like a major, like, official one. I've done like local tournaments at either my local game stores or hobby clubs, but never like a real like LVO type tournament or anything like that. Nice. Whoop, whoop. I almost knocked over my glue and I was worried it was gonna dump onto my floor. That is awesome that you only have 6 more to go. Have a specific orientation? Do I want to glue it in place? Oh, it does have a specific orientation. Hold on. Well, I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on there. I don't want it to pop off and accidentally lose it. There we go. Showing the little city that they're in, which, you know, they could not even be on this planet with this city because for all we know we're on like some sort of Tatooine-esque planet and there are no major cities like that, or they look like Mos Eisley and it's just nice and chill. Oh, that sounds really cool, actually. that you're basing your paint scheme off the space shuttle astronauts from the 90s. That's really cool. I don't know if I know what the space shuttle astronauts... Hold on. Yes, but I want to see what they look like. What did their outfits... Oh, okay, you're going... So the classic orange look, then. That's what you're doing. That is really cool, actually. I like, personally, that aesthetic for space gear as well. The really bright orange. It's really fun to work with. No problem, Diggs. We'll see you when you get back. So, Daniel, I have concerns about Leviathan's availability. I talked actually about it in today's news. It was part of one of my many rants in that news because there were a lot of things that I kind of had feels about. But just to go over it very briefly again, when it comes to Leviathan, like I'm planning on trying to pick mine up through my friendly local game store. I would highly encourage people to go check out CMO Games. They are a sponsor of this channel, which is why I am directing you towards them. But they do offer pre-orders for Games Workshop products. Same day that Games Workshops are still allow the pre-orders. Like I think it's like a minute after it or whatever, but they do get them up very, very early. And if you are in the US at least, then it might be something to consider trying to pre-order it through them rather than waiting in GW's queue. It only is for US shoppers though. I do apologize to any of my non-US shoppers. They just don't ship internationally or anything like that. But I would definitely consider maybe trying to get it through not Games Workshop because I don't know. I don't know how available it's going to be at all. They have such a scalper problem right now and it's so annoying. I do some scale modeling. I actually have a scale model project coming up in the very near future, so you guys will see that on the channel. At least that's my plan. And I've done a little bit of it. I haven't dived into it too much. Like, I've never painted any scale models, but I've built a number of them at this point, like 3 of them or so. So small number, but I enjoy it a lot. I've not played any historical war games. Mostly because none of the communities I've ever been part of have really been that into the historical stuff. Like, the game store that I used to work at, we didn't carry, like, Flames of War or Bolt Gun or sorry, not Bolt Gun. Bolt Gun's the video game. Bolt Action or anything like that. Or, what's the other one? Flames of War, and then it's like, there's like a different version of that I feel like is of War. But I've never tried any of those. I've heard decent things about them, especially Bolt Action. I've heard a lot of really good things about Bolt Action. And I've seen people playing those games, just never in my local area. Oh no! Yours had a lean to it? Well, I'll definitely be careful about that. He does seem to have a little bit of, like, he wants to have a little bit of a gait. I will give you. I've cleaned up his legs, so let's go ahead and get those on, actually. Which arms did you end up going with when you did yours? I'm actually thinking of combining both options. I kind of like him holding the city, but I want him to be... But I want him to be pointing. You went with the city and the arm behind the back? Yeah, see, I'm going to do the city, but I'm going to do the arm pointing. I'm going to combine the two of them. Or at least that's my plan. I can tell why you might have gotten a lean. Oh man, he is fiddly. Alright, hold on. We're taking that off. We're taking that off real quick. I see what you mean about him being kind of fiddly. I think that's okay. And let's go ahead and get some glue on this side. And just gonna be real fucking gentle. Okay, I really see what you're saying. Holy shit.
Hello.
Hello!
Do you have a pot of grace here?
Yes. Every time.
The cat ears banging into everything.
Yep, here you go.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Let's do it. How's chat doing?
Chat's doing great.
Excellent. Glad to hear it.
You know what? That is fair. I want him directing people. Okay, that I think is okay. I'm so scared now to, like, catch this. I think because he's standing okay. Hold on. Hold on. I'm like, I think he's okay. One of his feet is, like, slightly raised, but I think they're okay. Nell, my cats are doing lovely. I fed them just before I went live because they were screaming at me in some of the most mournful ways possible because they clearly are starving. And since then, they have been silent, as far as I know. Dude, that sounds awesome, Diggs. So one of my favorite resorts at Disney World, mostly because it's where I stayed when I both got engaged there as well as married there, was the Riverside Resort. And it totally had that, like, southern vibe to it, which I really enjoyed a lot. The aesthetic was also very beautiful. They had some nice gardens in that particular resort. Lovely. Dude, Michael, my cats just wail when the minute they get hungry. And it's very obnoxious too because they'll be, like, sound asleep. Like, sound asleep. Delightful little angels at that point. And then suddenly they'll just wake up and just start going, meow, meow, and it's like, please. And then it echoes because I have really tall ceilings, so there's a lot. I think the boy cat especially, he's just like, dude, this is awesome. I can yell and it can be super loud. Oh my god, motorcycle, fuck off. Or whatever car you are, go away. Sorry, I don't know if you guys could hear that, but there was, like, a car revving, like, outside of my window, like, probably on the street from where I live. And, like, they were just sitting there making noise, and I just... You know, I've never had a pet guinea pig. I've had dogs and cats and fish, and that's it. Dogs, cats, and fish. But no exotic pets. I did, my school, back in elementary school, like, we had a pet chinchilla, which the kids were allowed to occasionally take home and, like, for over the weekend. Like, you could take the chinchilla home if you proved to the teacher that you could be a responsible pet owner. And I don't remember how you did that, but I think you just had to, like, get parent written approval or whatever to be like, yes, we will watch this chinchilla for the weekend. I did it once. It was so fluffy, I almost crushed it. Accidentally. Like, it was, I never wanted to take it home again after that because it was just such a delicate little creature. Like, I felt like I was gonna smush it accidentally by just moving an arm or something, and I just can't. And I've been afraid to have, like, smallish animals like that ever since. Lord Novus, you're not going to hack this setup. I promise the assembly for these models has been quite seamless. The instructions are clear, the sitting, like, them sitting together, like, this one droid, and potentially, I don't know, I haven't tried the B1s yet, but the droids are probably going to be the most fiddly thing you might have to work with, but all of the characters, they've gone together very seamlessly. So I wouldn't be too stressed, my friend. You'll probably be fine. Oh, have you got the 212th? I haven't picked up that set yet. Unfortunately, my game store, I didn't see it at it. I don't know if they just didn't order it or haven't got theirs in yet, but I wasn't able to find it at my local game store. Although I haven't checked one of the other ones yet, actually, so I might have to do that. But I'm excited to get Kenobi and the 212. Dude, I know, right? It's so annoying. Dude, at 3 a.m. for you, though, that sucks. Thankfully, I mean, it's like the middle of the day, so it's really shouldn't be that big of a deal. It was just in my ear, and I was like, I am streaming, damn it. Stop talking. I don't know if they can hear you. I don't know how well the snowball picks up the ambient noise around me, so. You know what, Lord Novus, then you'll have totally fine. You'll be totally fine with it. Both like Darth Maul went together super well. Ventress also went together super well. Bo, I actually was really impressed with because so she has, and you may have seen her on, I don't know if you were here earlier when I was showing off the completed Bo-Katan that we have painted up. However, she has a jetpack on, being a Mando, obviously, and she's actually flying. And I really like how they did it because they gave you 2 smokestacks for her that have actually butt up against each other to create a singular sort of like base for her to be mounted onto, which is fantastic because she has a foot, like one of her feet goes into one of the smokestacks, and then the backpack obviously is how you attach the majority of her to this thing. And I was really worried initially about having to like kind of fiddle to get those pieces together to be at the correct positions on the base in order for her foot in the backpack to line up. But because of that joint there, it just goes together super well. So I actually think they did an exceptional job with a lot of these miniatures. Okay, I've kind of just been letting him sit here because I want his legs to dry as much as possible. And with that in consideration, I'm actually going to at least clip out the next model because I really want his legs to set before I do anything else with him, because I know I'm going to have to put pressure on the torso again in order to attach the arms. I don't know how long or much I'm going to have to hold them in place in order to do that, and I don't want to accidentally like press on the legs while they're still slightly malleable, and or just like it's a little bit of a thinner connection and I don't want it to be brittle and break. So yeah, I'm gonna move on to a different model, which I guess is going to be my first B1. You know what? Screw that. I wanna build a Mando. Like, I love the bee ones. They're super cute. What is that? Oh my god, wait, what? Oh, it's oh, it's the little cat thing. It's an actual, I didn't realize it. I had forgotten it actually goes on something. Oh, also we have a shit ton of terrain to build, which I'm actually very much looking forward to. Okay, I have bypassed my Mandos apparently. Oh, right, because they're up here with their, they're up here with Maul, because they're part of his squad. Alright, well, let me go ahead and start clipping out Gar Saxon. Mr. Gar Saxon, are you H? Yes, you are. I could tell, because you're a beefy boy. Not as beefy as, hold on, I need to look up his name. Nope, that is not the question. Vizsla. When Vizsla's, when, like, his character in Season 3 was really cool. I like heavy, I like the Mandos that end up being the heavies. They're really awesome. Lord Novus, I personally think this stuff is better. So I use Tamiya's extra thin cement. Now, this is specifically only for plastic models. So if you're working with metal models, you'll probably want to still use Zap-A-Gap. But the reason that I actually like to use this stuff is predominantly because of the brush tip applicator. Let me allow it to focus. Maybe. There we go. So as you can see, it actually has a brush tip, which gives me so much more control over where the heck the glue is going, because I actually do use Zap-Gap. I use Zap-Gap to attach things to bases predominantly because it's a little bit, well, it'll bond anything. So I do use this stuff, but you see how, like, jacked my top of this thing is? I hate this kind of, like, applicator bottle for glue when working with miniatures. I squeeze too hard. Like, I am heavy-handed when it comes to certain actions that I do, and applying glue and squeezing a bottle, I always just squeeze too hard. So I have had too many instances in the past working on, like, Space Marines and other Warhammer miniatures when using this stuff and just exploding glue accidentally all over the frickin' place and ruining the miniature because of it, or feeling like I ruined the miniature. And so the Tamiya stuff just allows me to delicately apply things, and I honestly find that it just works better for me. But yeah, that's all. Hello, Hari, welcome to the stream. Yes, Paz Vizsla, you're right, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Also, I don't like using accelerant because I just don't like the smell of it. That's why. No problem, Diggs. Enjoy your dinner. Yeah, no, the brush is so nice. Like, if you've never tried a plastic glue or an adhesive that's going to work on miniature making for you that has a brush tip where it doesn't actually get, like, gunked up or, like, messed up like a normal brush tip would with, like, Zap-A-Gap, it's so nice. It is just so good. Hello, Osona Rugby Club. Karnax? I hope I said that right. I am so sorry if I butchered your name, but hello! Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a lovely day. What time is it in Spain right now? Like, is it super late in the evening for you, or is it, like, super early in the morning? I don't think I'm familiar with Rebel's glue. Oh, I needed to actually pull up my instructions so that I can actually clip out Gar Saxon. 1 and 2. I also want to compliment, when we were talking about the assembly of these miniatures and everything, I also just want to compliment Atomic Mass on the organization of the miniatures on the sprue, because they actually group them together. Like, they're actually, their pieces are next to each other, so really you're clipping out sections at a time, and it just, I like that so much more than sometimes how I feel GW does theirs. Just throwing it out there. Throwing a little bit of shade in GW. Nice, Sean, that's awesome. I also predominantly watch all of my YouTube on my TV, which is, I also think, a 55-inch, actually. Now that you say that. And so, that's pretty cool. Hello from the giant screen. That is an immense rocket propulsion flipped out. We've got his beautiful gun. His holster. Dude, did you pull out all of your guns? My gosh, this guy. This man. This Mando. That was not a funny joke. No one laugh at that. Michael, we're always size comparing. I am a size queen after all. Alright, what else do I need to clip out for Gar Saxon? He has so many pieces. Okay, we've got that arm, and I think that goes with it. No. No, that's the holster. So that's gonna go on his leg. Where are your legs? Why are your legs in so many pieces? Sir. Okay, hold on. Did I click? Okay. I got... Okay, 14 was correct. 8... was not needed. Shit, what was H8? Oh, he has options. Okay, sorry, I didn't realize Gar Saxon had options. Let me look at this. Ooh, I think I want to go with the shield. Yeah, I think I want to go with the shield. I'm definitely putting his helmet on. Definitely. Actually, do I want to put his helmet on or do I want to paint a face? Do I want to paint a face? I don't know. John, you have missed the assembly of Ventress. We talked about Tarnoskvi. I worked on actually assembling a droid as well. He's in partial pieces because I'm letting his legs cure fully. I want to give them some extra time. You know, honestly, how many of you guys watch YouTube on your televisions? Because for me personally, that's how I watch it. I never actually watch YouTube on my computer unless it is explicitly for work when I am going over news segments and writing my notes for that. Other than that, I really do not watch YouTube on my computer very often, but it is almost always on a like big screen TV. Rain, thank you for hanging out. Thank you also for the $2 that you were amazing. Thank you so much, sir. It was awesome to hang out with you as well. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope you get some fun hobbying. And hey, listen, I'm glad to be a distraction for you at work. Hopefully, I don't get you in trouble. Please don't get yourself in trouble by watching my stream while doing your job. Hopefully, it's not something that requires you to, like, I don't know. I always worry because, like, sometimes people will tell me that, and I'm like, please tell me you don't work retail and you're not, like, slacking off and gonna get yourself in trouble with your boss, because, good lord. That makes sense. Oh, I guess that makes sense. Like, if you're at home, if you're not at home, then you might be watching on a computer. I guess I don't bring my laptop with me very often, so, like, I'll occasionally pull stuff up on my phone, but even then, I don't really use my phone to watch it either. Because if I'm out, I'm, like, busy doing other things. Or I'm filming. Like, half the time when I'm out, I'm actually filming, so I don't have time to watch YouTube because I'm filming for YouTube. Ah, use the phone for chat. That makes total sense. Yay! Well, I am currently clipping out the pieces for Gar Saxon. I need to decide exactly how I want to build him, though, because I realize that, unlike some of the other characters, he actually has a lot of options, and I'm leaning towards the helmeted one with the shield. Because he's got this cool, like, the classic, like, small little Mandalorian. What are those called? What are those small shields called? I feel like I've seen them before. Like, I don't know if it's a Roman thing, or Greek, maybe, or Persian, perhaps? I don't remember. Is it like a buckler shield? And am I completely wrong about, like, its origin? Probably. Yeah, it's a buckler shield. What is the origin? Buckler shield origin? Help if I spelled origin correctly. There we go. Okay, so they're just like a European thing from the 12th and 17th century, according to the internet.
Buckler.
Yeah, buckler. I figured it out. I figured it out! Yeah, it's a buckler. Exactly. Oh, okay, good. I'm so glad. Okay, good. Then I'm less worried about you getting in trouble for watching YouTube if you're doing IT and not like retail or something like that. Because like some people have told me that they're like at their, those kinds of jobs. And I'm like, please don't get yourself in trouble. I have worked retail. I know what those bosses can be like about having your phone out on like the sales floor or whatever when you're not on a break. And I don't want you to get like in trouble because of me. So I am glad that is not the case for you, sir. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the buckler. And I think I'm going to go with his helmet. So I clipped out some pieces I don't need. I don't need that piece. And... okay, so I've clipped out H8. H8 I do need. So we need that. We also do still need his torso. That is accurate. I do need this arm. Good. I do, in fact, still need his backpack. So these are pieces I do need. Now that I know which version of Gar Saxon I am going to be building, we'll finish getting him clipped out. I will probably get him assembled with you, and then that will be it for today's stream, I think. Now, we need H5.
So maybe 14, 15 years ago, I used to work retail as one of my jobs at Colonial Williamsburg, if you've ever been to the place with the tri-corner hats.
Yes.
And while I was there, their cash registers in ye olde gift shops were PCs. They were piece of shit PCs, but, our POS systems or our point-of-sale systems ran on these old Dell workstations, so they couldn't do anything. But because they had to be hooked up to the internet to check inventory and conduct...
Did you hack it to get on the internet?
The password for the thing was 0000 or something like that.
Oh my god.
And so my friend, who we'll call Joey, and me figured this out, and so we spent most of our, like, standing around time with just, like, YouTube open, if not reading webcomics.
That is amazing.
Yep.
How did you not get caught? I guess they probably weren't walking around that much. They were busy doing, like, their interpreter stuff. And,
well, I mean, who would catch me?
Well, that's what I mean, is you
There's
didn't
no
have...
security cameras.
Well, and you didn't have supervisors, like,
we did, but they're not walking behind us because the registers have their back to a wall.
Oh, of course.
And it's one of those things of all I had to do was click over to the register system and it would put YouTube in the background.
That is hilarious.
Yep.
That is hilarious. I want your opinion. I'm definitely going with Buckler, Gar Saxon. Do you think I should do his face? I can't remember how much he actually, like, is unhelmeted versus helmeted. Like, do you think
Quite a bit.
Is he unhelmeted quite a bit?
Yes.
Do you think I should go with the unhelmeted?
It
like,
depends on how well you can do the Darth Maul helmet justice.
I mean, this is it. They just have him the two horns.
I mean, here's the thing. I skipped out on Bo-Katan's helmet because I didn't want to do that.
I don't even know what the pattern on his is.
So,
Okay, I'll make that decision
Yeah.
here in a moment then.
good luck.
Thank you! Oh man, inventory weeks suck at inventory or at a retail job. Mostly because like I don't know about the one like where you're working specifically, but when I did inventory, not at the game store. The game store was us manually doing it all ourselves, but we would have like a company come in and do it because it was a big corporate business, the other place that I worked. And it was boring because it was mostly a lot of standing around and like helping the other people do their job if they needed if they had questions or if a barcode wasn't scanning or something. And then we would do checks on like things that they claimed were missing that our inventory said was like we had a lot more of, or vice versa. But beyond that, it was such a dull experience. Like, good lord. You know what? That is fair. The problem is some of these helmets are like super detailed. I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to give him his helmet or not. I kind of... It's such a classic helmet because it's the like spiky Darth Maul one. So part of me wants to go with that. But I feel like Gar Saxon specifically like is unhelmeted a lot. Like he definitely puts his helmet on, but I feel like he's unhelmeted a lot. Okay, I want to be a little careful with this shield here. Okay, that's good. Good. Alright, we'll have to clean up the sides a little bit, but I think we're alright. What the fuck are those? H13 and 16? Are those like his shoulders? Ah, they are the... So H13 is his arm on the gun, and H16 is the one I need. I don't actually know if they're legitimately different or not, but I'm gonna clip out the appropriate one. Okay. Is that everything? No, I need the arm that's gonna hold the shield. That is H18. Don't clip that piece off. That is how you attach the shield to the damn arm, Angela. Don't clip that piece off. Okay. I think I have all the pieces for him that I need. I have clipped out both the helmet and the face because I haven't decided yet, and I'm just going to do that last. Imperial Buckethead, thank you so much for the $10. I do have a plastic pile of shame. I have a massive pile of shame. I have a calyx. Well, okay, actually, it's not a calyx full anymore. It is multiple cabinets full because I moved everything. But yeah, no, I definitely do. I definitely have. You know, that is something I should do a video on again soon. Is just talking about my pile of shame. I haven't talked about it in a little while. And it hasn't really, like... It hasn't really shrunk since the last time I talked about it. If anything, it's gotten worse. I mean, that's probably, like, mostly the case, right? For everybody. I've seen people online who like say that they don't have big piles of shame, and I totally believe them, but I have never met a person in IRL who doesn't. Because most of the people, like most of the nerds I know are like collectors, so they just go all in, you know? And or they just like too many different factions, and so they're like me, and they've got like one of every, not one of every, but like one of a lot of different Warhammer armies. Ooh, someone's car alarm's going off. That ain't good. Nope, and it stopped. Never mind. Oops. Alright, Gar Saxon has way more pieces than I thought he was going to. So I don't know if we're gonna actually finish him today. But how about I do want to finish. I do want to end on finishing something. Good lord, I am so sorry I just bumped you. Holy cow. You know, I don't actually know if it was specifically a clan thing or not. I think it was, I think it's just part of their arsenal, and depending on what type of weapon the Mando is wanting to wield, they may or may not have them. But I do think it's pretty standard, and don't quote me on that, because I'm not 100% sure, but I do think it's pretty standard for them. In Rebels, Sabine, I believe, had one, and you definitely see, like, Bo with hers. But I don't think it's specific to Clan Kryze, because Gar Saxon obviously has it. It may have been something more used by Death Watch specifically, like maybe that's where it might be tied into, like a clan specifically, but I'm not actually sure, Chipster. Dude, Michael, that's so true. I mean, really, I feel like, I mean, the same thing with, like, board games for me. Like, I have a massive board game collection simply because I just have a problem and I really like to collect a bunch of board games. But, I mean, the same thing happens with, like, I have a habit. I mean, look at the Lego behind me. I've got drawers for my Lego, okay? I'm that kind of collector. All right, his legs are feeling pretty stable, so I definitely think we're gonna progress on with this. I'm gonna get his head on next, I think. He looks like such a chicken. Because he's got the pooped out chest. Like, this droid's like, I'm gonna pull out and stand up a little bit so that, like, so he's like, with a really dramatic, like, arch to his back, going into very narrow hips. It's ridiculous. Go ahead and get his pointing arm on. Go ahead with that, and then we'll go ahead and get the brush applicator in on this side too. There we go. And you know what? I changed my mind. I think I'm gonna go with the other hand. I think he's gonna look a little disbalanced if I do it the other way. So you know what? Gotta clip that out real quick. Where's my sprue? Where is my sprue? Where is my sprue? With my boy on it with his other arm. It's not this sprue. It is the other one. Boom, 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 boom. I think, maybe. Okay, maybe it's not the other one. Maybe it was the first one I was looking at. My song was wrong. There it is. No, that is gun hand. Where did I already clip it out? Is that the problem? Oh, I clipped it out already. Okay. How are you? goes on like that. Alright, let's get a little bit more glue on there. I guess the Atomic Mass knows what they're doing when they came up with these designs, huh? Please. Get on there. Alright, I'm just gonna hold this in place real quick. Oh, thank you! It is just a Star Wars lo-fi station. I will look up the exact name for you in just a moment, but I'm a little bit preoccupied by holding this man's arm in place. Dude, that's awesome, Chipster. Like, what's your, what is included in your collection? Because we have a pretty, like, we have a small RPG collection, but I think there's some fun stuff in it. Like, we have a lot of the... We have basically all of the old Fantasy Flight Warhammer 40k RPGs, with the exception of some of the adventure books. But, like, in regards to, like, the core rule books, we have all of those, as well as all the supplementary rule books. It's just the adventures I think we're mostly missing. And then, like, we have a pretty decent collection of both modern and older D&D stuff. We've got a variety of older and newer Pathfinder materials, etc. Stuff like, we've got some indie stuff even, like Mothership and oh, what was that other one that I picked up that I really enjoyed the art of, but now I'm blanking on the name of because I haven't actually played it. I can't remember now, but we've got some indie stuff as well. It's really cool. I agree. I think there is definitely, like, they have certainly refined the how they put these models together. They do some really cool stuff. Because I've built some of the OG starter set for Marvel Crisis Protocol. I don't know why I couldn't see the acronym there, but I've built some of those models, and I agree they were a little bit fiddlier. The sculpts weren't quite as crisp. But I think they've upgraded their technology, and I think it's just, like, really nice. Okay, I'm gonna glue... Does it suggest... Hold on, I'm gonna see what they suggest for Callan. Wow, what the hell? What? Oh, it took me out of my assembly guide. Curse you. I must have hit back accidentally. That was weird. Scrolling back down to Callan. There you are. Or Callany, I keep pronouncing your name wrong. Do you suggest putting his arm together first? It does look that way. Actually? Yes, it does look that way. Okay. So get that on there. And it's this side. Don't put it on the other side. We're not gluing that in yet. Be conscious of what you're gluing. Oh, by the way, how have you guys... this entire time, I've had my camera closer to me. Has this been working for you? I know, like, sometimes when I'm head down, you might, like, see, like, my ears, the cat ears or whatever of the headphones. But, has it been working for you guys? More than, say, some of the more distant, like, if I'm further away from the camera. Do you prefer it closer or further back? Or do you not care? If you have no opinion, that also is fine. I think they're very similar. To answer your question, Obi-Wan Kenobi, in comparison to the Legion miniatures versus the Shatterpoint miniatures, actually, I can do a kind of comparison for you. At least in regards to, like, here is literally... hold on. That was delicate. I felt like I almost broke his. So so here is Shatterpoint Darth Maul, and then the exact same era of Darth Maul in Star Wars Legion. And yes, size is the biggest difference. I actually think that in regards to detail, yes, the Shatterpoint miniatures are a little bit sharper in detail. Maybe they go into a little bit more detail in some instances. Like, for example, I think his belt on the Shatterpoint model is a little bit more defined than the Legion one, but honestly, that is simply because the details are just larger, and therefore I think a bit more clear, whereas these are smaller models, therefore they're not going to be quite as clear. But in regards to, like, honestly, in if I had to really compare them, the only major difference to me is the scale. They are slightly bigger, therefore you get slightly larger details, which just makes slightly easier painting, in my personal opinion. But beyond that, I actually think they're very, very similar. It's really the scale that's the biggest thing. That makes total sense. I assumed most people were looking at the top-down as well, but I kind of wanted to just get opinions on, since I realized that I had it this close this entire time. Alright, let's go ahead and get his other arm on.
This is the way.
There we go. Oh. Oh. Oh my god, fingers, please. Just holding the arm in place for a moment.
He needs to dry before he's sealable.
Oh, but that looks sharp. Look at... Oop, hold on.
Oh no, it ruined everything.
No. I just wanted to... There we go. Look at him! Really nice. I love that blue that you're using.
Thank you.
Like, it's so on point for the Night Owls, in my opinion. Like, it's so perfect for them. Really nicely
Yes,
done.
I guess that's supposed to be axe wolves.
Ah, yeah, I guess it would be Axe Wolves, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta check if the other one's a woman for...
I think... Oh, it is. It is. It is a woman, and it's totally Sasha.
Okay, so it's Costco Reeves.
Yes, Tosca Reeves.
Okay,
Yes, yeah.
I'll have to make sure I try to match her a little bit.
Yes, I would... yeah, I didn't know if we had talked about that specifically, but yes, I am pretty sure that the two characters with her are supposed to be him Wolves and Reeves, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Which is really cool. Like, can I just, like, gush very briefly about the fact that even though she is not, like, it's not called out that way in the build guide or anything, but the assumption is, for me, that the two Mandos that came with Bo-Katan are Wolves, which is the male Mando that came with her, and then Reeves, which is played by Mercedes Monet, aka formerly the Sasha Banks of... Not the Sasha Banks, the boss, Sasha Banks, from WWE. And Mercedes is currently doing stuff with New Japan, and there's, like, rumors that she's gonna do stuff with AEW, although she's currently injured, I think, with an ankle injury, so wishing her the best in her recovery and hope to see her back soon, because I want to see her do stuff in AEW. I think Monet is amazing. I actually got to see her live to win the women's championship for New Japan at a event that I went to like 2 months ago or so. It was amazing. Oh yeah, I was doing some we were looking at stuff, but yes. Look, he's done. He's beautiful, and I think I agree. The arm behind the back actually makes him feel a bit more balanced in this particular instance. And well, he's now not stable. But I might be able to... I think it's just because he's top heavy now because of this arm. He's having the same problem Maul is he's carrying something in front of him and he's like... leans over. Could you imagine if we actually, like, if we actually fell like that? You know, if we were so unstable that we just, like, fell over like that? Oh, dude. Okay, so Chipster. By the way, your collection sounds amazing. That is a huge amount of really cool RPGs. I love that you have all of the old World of Darkness, Vampire the Masquerade stuff. I never played it, But I am a big fan of the CRPG Vampire the Masquerade, like the OG one from like, what was it, the 2000s? 90s maybe? I can't remember now. But I've played through that as a Malkavian and it was delightful. Really like the world of Darkness, specifically in Vampire the Masquerade. Super, super freaking cool. Dude, that sounds amazing getting to see the British Bulldog in the early 90s. Dude, that sounds so, so cool. How many of you guys are going to the...
I'm here to call you on your bullshit.
What?
You have played Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. It was 15 years ago. It was in college. We played like 2 sessions.
I also played at Gen Con.
Yes.
Oh my god, I forgot. Okay, we did play. I have played Vampire the Masquerade. I'm a filthy liar.
Also, I have a lot of Old World of Darkness.
You do. But,
this book's in such beaten shape.
Well, it's because you used it a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, like, wasn't that one of the major ones that you guys did?
I got this book when I was 13.
Damn, it's an old book. He just glared at me because then technically I just called him old. He's not actually, but that is pretty cool that he's had it for that long. Also, that it's still in that good of condition. Honestly, I'm kind of shocked. Especially
I got RPGs that this woman will never remember that we have. We doesn't even know what we have in this collection.
Oh, that's Shadowrun?
Yes.
OG Shadowrun?
Yeah.
Wait, what? That's cool. When did we get this one? Or when
What?
did you get this one?
I got that about,
Forever ago?
yeah.
Okay, that's really cool.
They got half-price books.
Dude, this is awesome. I love the cover for this.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever actually, I don't think I've looked at this one specifically, or at least not in a really long time.
I'm right.
The year is 2050.
Oh my god, we're not far off from that. Dude, the art in this is great.
Yeah, I think in the lore of Shadowrun, we're actually past the date where orcs and elves came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Dude, even the colored art is good. Oh, I would have been an archetype.
They're all archetypes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I would have been an elven decker then.
Archetypes are the starter class.
I didn't realize.
pre-made.
I see. I didn't realize they all had that label. I
Yeah.
just thought that was his because he has a techno thing. I thought that was maybe like a techno-y.
No.
I see. I understand now. A wage mage?
I was a wage mage.
What's a wage mage?
You work for a corp.
Oh, okay.
So
that's
imagine
okay.
if Microsoft or Tesla hired mages to do certain jobs.
Got it. Dude, the shaman looks cool.
Yep.
Street mage, that's neat. Street
Street
samurai.
samurai. The most
Street
popular.
shaman, of course. Dude, the art in this is fantastic.
Mhm.
Okay, I should stop getting distracted. You know what? Actually, we need to end the stream, in fact, because we have built our dear robot friend, Kalani. I'll get his name correct one of these times. And I think we're going to go ahead and call it. I have clipped out Gar Saxon, so I'll work on him probably off camera. Sorry that I'm not sharing that with you guys. Before I head out, I do want to give a huge thank you to everybody for honestly hanging out with me today. This has been awesome. I also want to give a little heads up to tomorrow. So I have a dentist appointment tomorrow, and I do not want to stream after doing that. So therefore, we are not going to be having a stream tomorrow. I do apologize for those of you that are looking forward to it. Don't worry, it will still be coming back. Unfortunately, the Wednesday streams are kind of my... If we can't have them, they're the first to potentially go for the work week, just because they are honestly the easiest ones to cancel because of what they cover and everything. I know that pro wrestling is very important to some of y'all, and it's important to me, and I'll still be watching AEW Dynamite. I'll probably be tweeting about it or whatever, if I can remember to do that. I don't always remember to do that, but I'll be trying to, since I won't be streaming tonight, and, or not tonight, but tomorrow night. But just as an FYI, we aren't going to be having a stream tomorrow, because I have a dentist appointment. And I don't want to go to it. I hate going to the dentist. But yeah, other than that, schedule is looking pretty normal. I will be back on Friday, probably with either building some more boys or hopefully painting some. I also am looking forward to Saturday, where I will either be continuing the beta playthrough for Rogue Trader or potentially jumping into System Shock, because that is out now. And I played the demo. I have not completed the demo, but I was fussing around in the demo recently, and I was really enjoying it, and I think it'd be fun to stream. And I think it might be a little bit more enjoyable. As much as I am enjoying Rogue Trader, one, that is an exhausting game to have to play, oddly enough, because of how much speaking I end up doing during it, because I'm doing a lot of like voices, because there's so much conversation happening. So I think it might just be, we might end up doing System Shock, but I'll let you guys know the closer that we get to Saturday to which one we'll actually end up doing. But I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I am now going to sign off. To everybody that is watching this on YouTube later, thank you guys for doing that. It always means the world to me that the videos get watched on demand afterwards, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did down in the comments. Make sure to like the video if you did. And also, if you aren't already subscribed, subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications so that you don't miss future streams and you can be here with me live. Anyways, I'll see you all next time. Have a great day and have a wonderful hobby night. Bye.